Robert Hicks speaking here, the boy in his Bible still. It's thought for the day from Psalm 32. In the book of Romans, in chapter 4, Paul interrupts a discussion he has on the faith of Abraham to quote this psalm. It's a kind of an interruption. He's talking about Abraham in all through the chapter, except for a little bit in the centre. And this is the verse that he says, "Blessed is the man whose sins is forgiven, transgressions is forgiven, whose sins is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord does not impute iniquity, and whose spirit there is no guile." Now, part of that psalm you will find in the book of Romans. That's not the verse I'm going to give you. As I keep saying, the psalms have reflections, a verse here, a verse there, thought, and you can attach them to the New Testament, which is one of those wonderful things. This is what jumped at me out as a boy, and I remember it, maybe because I desperately needed it at that time. "I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye." Now I want you to come with me to 67 years ago when I came across that verse for the first time and wrote it out. I had nothing. I had moved from being an errand boy, and I now was helping to serve in the store as an apprentice. I still did all the low jobs that had to be done in the stores, but there was a bit of education going along with it. They were beginning to educate me to be what eventually they hoped would be a master grocer. That was the idea, at least anyway. I did become a master grocer, but I'm not quite sure if those early years were the main motivation for that. "I will instruct thee and teach thee, and the way which you shall go." Now, he is not talking here about a kind of life he wants to choose for you. He's not saying to you, "I want you to be a doctor, I want you to be an engineer, I want you to be a grocer, I want you to be a businessman." He's talking about the way you should go, irrespective of what you choose. You can choose any of those and more, and most of you have. He's more concerned with the quality of his nature being transferred to your life in the way that you go. It's not a promise that is going to do for you what you can do for yourself. I was saying to Matt this morning, the editor of these series, that my reading last night, which is a bit early in the morning, I'm sorry to say, was the first 8 chapters of Deuteronomy. And there it says quite clearly that in the travels going round and round and round, they were to buy their food and buy their water. And Matt jumped up. He knows about the water coming out of the rock, but the people have to buy their water. How ordinary can that be? Yes, it was. Buying your way through life is ordinary. And God will occasionally give you the spiritual water and give you and quench your thirst. But what he's talking about here is the quality of your life. And the highest quality of your life that you can be educated in is to be like God. Now, Jesus picks this up in chapter 11 of Matthew, that famous chapter, when he says, "If you come to me, I'll give you rest. But if you take my yoke upon you, we can learn together. And what you'll learn from me is meekness and lowliness of heart, and you'll find rest unto your soul. I will teach you." I will teach you what God is like in that chapter. I will teach you the character of God in that chapter. So this is the verse for today. "I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye." He doesn't want us to go to the left in evil or the right in evil. He doesn't want to see us fall into a pit. All the things that are there keep me from temptation, deliver me from evil. They are the prayers before, and with his eye. Note that, with his eye. With his eye, he'll guide us. He knows the way. And he knows that the best way forward is with the qualities of his Son, Jesus Christ, in your life. I will teach you, and I'll instruct you, and I will guide you. The triple blessing of this verse. Lord bless you. Take the thought for the day and read the psalm for yourself. It's only 11 verses. Thank you.